Pari chaudara hero gama lagyo malai ramailo timi rama humna jauna ani gamli malai satola kali malai vanala timi piratiko chata urona malai sancho cha
Wow.
Kota kali dali लगाएको काले इष्टकोटा हस्दा नि नास्ता पानी देख्दैन पोटा टुङ शक्तिया काले दिपेश बोलेको हो
Who? Ko boleko hola?
If you're interested in any way in culture, like even if you're interested in Indian culture, I think forget India and go to Nepal. Like it's just a better place. Honestly, like, I mean, I haven't been to India. I can't speak
So,
India.
do you think to get married with Nepali guy? Obviously.
Well, I mean, I would like to if a Nepali guy came my way.
Good, very good news for you guys.
Yeah.
धेरै राम्रो अवसर छ एमीसँग बिहे गर्ने हो भने. So, what kind of guy you are looking for?
Malako chinima kasari pasio camilo tarapariko santola kulio chaki amilo kaini chorona chanchoki date kalocha hajurote kalocha didi komegani baisekya mere palocha
Hello, namaste. Welcome to Nepal Tube. It's me, Saral Guru. I have been trying to explore Nepal within Australia since I arrived in Sydney. Today, I have a very special guest. I would love to say she is Nepalese musically star. She is none other than AMY FALZO. She had recently been to Nepal and explored lots of things there. So let's catch up with AMY FALZO and explore her entire journey to Nepal. Namaste.
Namaste.
एमी जी तपाईलाई नेपाल ट्युब अस्ट्रेलियामा स्वागत गर्छु. नमस्ते.
Namaste.
नेपालीबाटै सुरु गर्छु पहिला. I would like to start with few Nepalese or you know. So तपाईलाई सन्चै छ?
मलाई खुसी लाग्यो.
तपाईलाई कस्तो छ अहिले? How are you?
मलाई सन्चै छ.
Wow. कसरी सिक्नु भयो तपाईले नेपाली? How did you learn Nepali language?
I can answer in English, right?
No
I can't
problem.
speak
If
that
you
much.
could in Nepali, that would be better because most of the viewers, they would love to listen your.
If you can say it in
Few
Nepalese, I can repeat it, but I can't make it up on my own.
Nepali कसरी सिक्नु भयो? How did you learn Nepali language? Try.
I don't know.
Okay, you can tell it in English.
Yeah. Nepali I learned. I mean, I don't know that much.
Mhm.
I haven't had anyone teach me. It's just self-learned. The problem, like the reason why I don't know so much, like even after years of like, you know, studying it part-time, is because there's not much out there, not many courses. There's not much on the internet. Like it's not like French or Italian where like you can go to classes or, you know, do these whole Duolingo things. Like there's nothing like that. It's just, I think there's like 2 proper courses online, and even then they're very like advanced. It's not really for beginners.
So, how did you jump into Nepalese musically? Because we have been noticed that you have lots of musically in Nepali language, especially the songs, dialects, especially on phone. So, what inspired you to make Nepalese musically?
So, Nepal is a country very close to my heart, and for a long time, even before I've visited Nepal, I've followed many Nepalese artists and public figures on Instagram. Most notably the Miss Nepals, because I really love them. Like,
Which one?
So I love Malvika Subal, like she's classic. Azmi Shrestha, Shusti Shrestha, Subeksha Khadka, she was a runner-up, I think. All of those ones. And I follow it each year. And through following all those Nepali girls' accounts, I just stumbled across more and more Nepalese Instagrams, and then I finally came across the Musically one, which I didn't even know was a thing. Like I had heard of the app, but I didn't know like it was such a big thing. Like, in Australia, it's not really that big, but I didn't realize just how crazy it was in Nepal. And when I saw this account, like there's these amazing dancers, like doing these great dances, great lip syncing, and I just thought like I know quite a few Nepali songs. So I thought I could try it, but I was off put for a very long time because I thought people wouldn't like it because they'd think it was too much like a white girl trying to do Nepalese things. So people, wouldn't react well to it. So I put it off for a long time. And then one day I was just really bored and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a crack.
So do you even could sing the song you have made in Musically?
Yes.
Like Pani Chata something. Can you sing that perhaps?
Yeah, like certain songs I can. Like Jalma, Kalidai.
Can you try? Jalma.
Okay. Pari chaudara hero gam lagyo gamalo lagyo male ramalo timi rama humna jauna ani gamli male satola kali male banala timi pirati ko chata uruna. Yeah.
So like that pink color umbrella was awesome.
Yeah.
It suits you. Looks so beautiful. So other song Kalidai?
Kali daili lagaeko kale ishtakota Kali daili lagaeko kale ishtakota Hazda ni nasta pani deke daina porta tun shatia kale.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. And personally, I love all those Musically you have made in Nepalese language, and especially the Dipesh, the telephone conversation. Can you try? Can you try that with us, please?
The last line though, that's what I'm thinking of. Something about
Table?
Mok detail bata. Is that it?
Tebal bata.
Tebal bata.
Yes, Tebal.
Okay.
Tebal is the place in Kathmandu.
Oh.
A very small place, but very famous. Okay.
Dipesh
Hello.
Dipesh Bolika?
Oh yeah, Dipesh Boleko ho.
Okay.
You start.
Dipesh Bolika ho?
Ho? Ko boleko hola?
I don't even know what the line is.
Then your turn. Then Dipesh replied, Ko boleko hola? Ho, Dipeshai boleko ho. Ko boleko hola? Now your turn. Ma tebal bata boleko.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my gosh. See, I don't write down the real words when I say it. I write down the sounds.
But
That's why I don't have the lyrics in front of me. I struggle.
okay, so I have been through your Instagram, Musically, even Facebook page,
Okay, yeah.
even YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you said you really love Nepal, like Nepal. So, can you tell us when did you go to Nepal?
So I went to Nepal last year. So 2017, I went for 6 weeks.
Okay.
I went for Dashain and Tihar. So I got there at the beginning of Dashain, left at the end of Tihar. And I was worried it was going to be too much long of a time because I had never been there. I had a lot of doubts. But actually, like, I left like wishing it was longer because
Just a second. What kind of doubt you had before you been to Nepal?
job.
Okay.
I have the same job. So I work in retail at the moment because I'm studying full time. So I just work as like in customer service at supermarket, and I still carry through with that same job. And then I study communications and media arts and productions full time. Yeah.
So, who suggested you to visit Nepal?
So no one suggested to me personally. I had a friend from work that I met when I first started there, so about 4 years ago now. And I worked with him a lot, and he's Nepali. Once I learned he was Nepali, and we used to hang out quite a lot, I started thinking like, oh, I'd love to go and see, because he would always talk about his country like so passionately. When I was a kid, we used to go here, we used to do this. These are the traditions. And I just thought like I would love to experience that. So he never suggested to me to go. I wanted to go. And then one year I just said to him, you know what, next year I'm going to go. And he was like, oh, well, if you're going, I'm planning to go in, sometime soon. So, maybe we can try and go at the same time or together, like we'll work it out. So that's basically how that came about.
So how did you feel in Nepal?
So going to Nepal, before I went, actually, I started off really excited, no doubts. Actually, the friend I traveled with, he kept telling me, oh, please don't get too excited because Nepal's very, it's a dirty country, like he used to always tell me, once you step out of the plane, like immediately the air, it's just polluted and smells really bad. So he was really like knocking down like the way I was hyping it up, because he's like, I really don't want you to get too excited and then get there and be like, this is just horrible. But it was complete opposite reaction. So many people had told me, and also so many guides on the internet had said, all the water in Nepal undrinkable. This, something about it's not a matter of if you'll get sick when you visit Nepal, it's a matter of when you'll get sick. And that used to freak me out. I'm a huge emetophobe, so I have like a huge fear of throwing up. And food poisoning was like the last thing I wanted to get. But everything I'd read, every person even Nepali people I'd worked with, they said, yeah, you'll definitely get sick. Even I get sick when I go home, like to visit, because the food is it's just not as like hygienic. So I was really worried, like in my head, I was thinking it's just this third world country. There's, where am I going to be living? I don't know. Like I had no idea going into it. But surprisingly, it was almost the exact opposite. Like,
wow.
Obviously there is so many parts of Nepal that are underprivileged, but for the main, like the tourist parts, definitely like, and even when I stayed with my friend's family. So it was like a homestay. And even the home and the cooking, it's very much the same family values and the way you visit and the stuff you do. Like I felt like it was more westernized than I thought it was going to be.
So how many places you've been this 6 weeks?
So we went to a lot of places. Kathmandu is primarily where we were. We went to Pokhara, Chitwan, Gandruk, Sarnkot, Nagakot, and Bhaktapur. Yeah, I always forget. Bhaktapur.
Yeah, Bhaktapur. It's a very cultured.
Yes,
cultured,
yeah.
And it's a very happening place, which is very, very close to Kathmandu.
Yes. Yeah.
So also one city of the Kathmandu Valley. There are 3 cities: Patan, Kathmandu, and Bhaktapur.
Yeah.
Okay, Bhaktapur.
It's such a hard word to say.
No, Bhaktapur, yes.
It's easy for you.
Yes, I'm Nepali. So, which place you like most in Nepal?
The 2 places that I like the most, like I loved Kathmandu obviously, but everyone will say that. The 2 other places besides the main city would be Chitwan. Like it was just beautiful, and we hadn't actually planned on going there, so it was nice. Like we kind of planned at the last minute to go down there, and we like rode an elephant, and we stayed in a really nice like resort lodge, and the staff were like really amazing. And the other place would be Mustang, because it was so painful to get there. We went there on a whim, like 12 hours straight on motorbike. Like my butt was dying at the end of the day. But like the view there and just like how different it is, like you would never think a place like that exists in Nepal, would you? Like so rocky and like kind of barren. Yeah, that was like amazing as well.
So like we have seen that you tried some Nepalese costumes, dress on. So who showed you to dress up like that?
Okay, well, when I was like actually in Nepal,
especially the pote, the necklace you wear, and it symbolized that only married women wear this kind of things in Nepal. And lots of your fans and viewers in Instagram, even in the Musically, they thought that you are married to Nepali guy. Is that true?
No. This is actually probably my most commonly asked question.
Yes.
But no, I'm not married to any Nepali. The thing is that...
Are you thinking of?
Well, I have nothing against it. I would if I had a Nepali boyfriend. But I first got the pote because before I even went to Nepal, a couple of years before, my friend who I travel with, his parents came to visit Australia, and she brought that necklace over for me, like as a gift. And obviously, as foreigner, like I don't know the meaning of it, and it doesn't matter if I wear it in Australia because no one's gonna know what it means other than any Nepalese people that see me. And I used to wear it every day, like always. And my friend, he didn't tell me what it meant. And it wasn't until some Nepalese people at my work would say, like, "Oh, you guys married?" And I'd be like, "Why do you think that?" Like, and he'd be like, "Oh, you wear the necklace, you know?" Like, so I kind of found that out on my own. And actually, when we went to Nepal, like, he said to me, like, "I don't think you should wear it because too many people will think, like, why is white girl traveling with me and she's wearing, you know, the necklace?" Yeah, so it just seems so. I didn't wear it, but actually his mum bought me even more when I went over there. And she's like, "Yeah, wear." So, like, even in most of my pictures from that trip, like, I have the necklace on. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, not married or anything like that.
So, what things really surprised you in Nepal?
Actually, like, for the first week, I wouldn't touch most things. Like, I ate it, but I was so hesitant. Mm-hmm. Even when we sat down the very first night we touched down, his mum cooked up this massive, I think it was buff, and I just didn't want to eat it because I thought, this meat, like, I don't know how it's cooked. Like, the water she served, like, I remember saying to my friend, "Is this water boiled?" Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't want to be rude, obviously, but I also don't want to get sick. Every time we went, I'd read so many things. Don't drink anything with milk in it. Don't have tea, don't have coffee, because the milk, it'll be spoiled. Anytime we went out to any restaurant that looked like even slightly dodgy, I wouldn't touch the food. I'd be like, "That's okay, I'm not hungry, you guys eat. So it took me like a couple of weeks before I realized, like, actually the food is fine. Like, you know, unless you go somewhere really, you know, shifty, or perhaps like some of the street food, maybe, like, for foreigners, we can't really hold that. But yeah, that was like the biggest thing. So coming back, like, that's what I said. Like, I think the guides, like, everything I've read on the internet, I just think it's outdated. Like, it's from maybe like decade ago, like, when I think things have changed a lot. The other thing is,
they
like,
have to change the information on the website.
Yeah, it has to be updated, like, because the problem is it's not even just websites.
Guys, this is very important. म नेपालीमा भन्छु कि नेपालको बारेमा हाम्रो वेबसाइटमा लेखिएका कुराहरू आउटडेटेड भइसकेको छ एमी का अनुसार। जसरी लेखिएको छ पानी खानु हुँदैन, यो खानु हुँदैन, त्यो खानु हुँदैन, बिरामी परिन्छ। तर जो घुमेर आउनु भएको छ नेपाल, एमी जस्ता नेपाललाई माया गर्ने अस्ट्रेलियनहरू, उहाँको विचारमा ती इन्फर्मेसनहरू गलत छन्. That has to be changed, right?
Definitely changed.
Okay,
yeah.
and you are the one who is going to change it to help us.
Yeah, I actually would love to. I was thinking, like, I'd love to be like an advocate for Nepal, like, in Australia. Actually, like, I don't even know if that's a thing. Yeah. Kind of like an ambassador, but nothing political, because that's just like years of hard work that I wouldn't want to do. But something like someone who speaks, or like public figure that could speak. You know, like, I would like to, you know, like, preach it, I guess, out here.
That would be great if you do that. That would be great, because we need someone from Australia like you who really love Nepal, do something for our nation as well. Because, like, Nepal really needs the person like you. Yeah.
So kind.
Personally, I'm so impressed and so, like, you know, so grateful to have you here today. So, like, okay, tell me your experiences in Nepal in 6 weeks. Journey, food, people, culture, everything.
Okay, so we crammed a lot into 6 weeks. So first off, there was the family. So it wasn't obviously just his immediate family I was staying with. We also had to visit all the aunties and grandma and the other side of the family. So I got to meet all of them, and obviously, like, his cousins, you know, and his cousin was similar age to me, so, like, we could kind of get along, and she could speak English. That's the main problem I had, like, with his family. Like, I loved meeting them, but most of the older generation, they can't speak English, or not very well. So even his parents that I stayed with, like, our communication was minimal because I couldn't speak Nepali very well and they couldn't speak English very well. So it was kind of, my friend would be translating for us, or else we'd just kind of be sitting there like, oh, that's really great, nice. But the people, I still loved, I think that's still one of my favorite things, walking away from Nepal and knowing I've met, all those people personally, a lot of the family. Experiences okay, so culturally, all the festivals. So Dashain actually I expected to be way more culturally involved.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually less than what Tihar is. Really, it's more. Obviously, I had to learn to do tika. That was a process.
The 7 color.
Yeah. So, things like receiving money and the fruit and having to bow your head and stuff. I didn't know any of this. They had to kind of talk me through it. And then, of course, every time you visit someone, the elders in the family will do to you. So I had to, go through that every single time we visited a house. But Tihar was that was much more fun. We had a lot more we could do, and
so happening, and the people dancing in the people house.
Yeah.
Money. We call that Deusi Bhailo.
Oh yeah, they sing the children
Bhailo.
sing, don't they? They come to the houses.
Yes.
What's it? Lakshmi Puja.
Lakshmi Puja.
Yeah, that day was one of the best because all the houses, it's like Christmas for Australia.
Yes.
Everything lights up, and all the children, we kind of were saying it's like Christmas and Halloween because the lights are on the houses, but then the children come around as if they're trick-or-treating, but then they come and sing, and they're so cute, and they come in their little dresses.
And especially the Tihar, it's very important for brother and sister.
Yes, yeah.
Though it's a festival of brother and sister, but we still pray for the goddess of Lakshmi,
Yes.
which is the goddess of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
If people pray Lakshmi on that day, they will get wealth and everything. So people love to worship Lakshmi as a goddess of wealth. So, okay. If you could tell us the guy who been to Nepal with you from Nepal, can you say something about him?
Okay, so
What kind of relation you guys have? So no, it's very personal,
yeah, I know.
but your fans really wanna know your, what I mean.
Okay, so my friend is Aish.
Mm-hmm.
He's Aish Dai to me.
Okay.
We did buy tika, so
Okay.
I did to him. Because for us, we're two very different people, and
Mm-hmm.
he's about 10 years older than I am, so he's we're very close, and actually commonly so many people mistake us as a couple.
Oh.
So even friends, family, workplace, that's caused us a lot of dramas because obviously if you're a couple you can't work together in a workplace. So, but yeah, it's not like that really. It's always been Mero Dai.
Yeah, Dai.
Yeah.
Okay. I love to hear that because last time you text me as a Dai,
Yeah.
that was so cute. I really impressed.
Well, because most of my Nepalese friends, they're all older guys, so I'll call them all Dai. I don't really have any girls that are Nepalese that are my friends. Because I'm I only know who I meet, and most of the people I meet, I have a lot of Nepalese friends at my work, but all guys, so they're all Dai to me. Dai.
So, are you thinking of going back Nepal again sooner or later?
Okay, so when I left Nepal, I wanted to go back, but I didn't think I wanted to go soon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only because I thought I'd rather go to some other countries first and experience them instead. But now I'm not so sure. Now actually these months, it's been about 7-8 months now, and all I can think about a lot of the time is just Nepal. It was so good. I want to go back, but I think it would be a lot different going back because, like I said, because I traveled with someone who was from Nepal. We had access to bike, and I lived at a home, but if I went there it would be more as a tourist next time, I think, because I'd have to go around by taxi or bus, and I'd be living in hotel to hotel, so be entirely different experience. And the one thing I didn't like was, I kind of got a bit lonely because everyone around me that last time was speaking Nepalese all the time. So, because I couldn't understand very well and couldn't converse very well, I started to feel more and more lonely because if my friend wasn't talking to me, then that was it for English. I couldn't. So I think the only benefit of going back now is if I went with friends, I'd be speaking the same language as them. So I wouldn't get so lonely.
But this time you have already learned few Nepalese language,
Yeah.
which help you to survive in Nepal happily. Like,
Yeah.
so do you think to get married with Nepali guy? Obviously.
Well, I mean, like, I would like to if a Nepali guy came my way. I mean, it seems a waste, right, to be like so involved with the country like this. Yeah, I get marriage proposals every day. Like my Instagram, will you marry me, please marry me.
Wow. And have you choose one of them?
No, I need someone who's in Australia first, of course.
Oh.
Like if they're all the way over in Nepal,
Okay,
then
just a second. Guys, if you are in Australia and really like Amy, just raise your hand and give
Yeah.
a thumbs up and write down in the comment. Call me.
Yeah.
That's good. Very good news for you guys.
Yeah.
धेरै राम्रो अवसर छ एमीसँग बिहे गर्ने हो भने. So, what kind of guy you are looking for?
Well, okay, I think the thing. This is
It's
so
very
weird.
hard, but
So weird. Okay,
speak up your heart.
all right, okay. So personally, I mean, I think I like guys that are very well. First, I like guys that are relatively close to my height. So I mean, anyone tall.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone. Yeah. Yeah. So anyone that's like way too tall, like it's just it's awkward. Like like there's guys that are like I can fit under their shoulder, so it's never gonna work.
Okay.
And I prefer a very cute face, like yeah. And
Okay.
I'm not into muscles or anything like that.
No
No.
muscles.
Yeah. So like I just and like protective kind of cute. I like that. That's what
Every girl does that.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So, fortunately, the Nepalese guys are not so tall.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
similar to your
Yeah.
height. So very not so hard to get one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, what next? Okay. Last, but not the least.
Okay.
So, if anyone from Australia or around the world wants to go to Nepal,
Yep.
what would be your suggestion? How would you suggest them?
Okay, I would say if you're interested in any way in culture, like even if you're interested in Indian culture, I think forget India and go to Nepal. Like it's just a better place. Honestly, I mean, I haven't been to India. I can't speak for India, but people overlook Nepal because tourists only go there for trekking. If they're not into trekking, like I have no one that would have any desire to go there if they weren't doing like any like all the physical activities. So people don't want to go there to experience like. What about the momos? You're missing out on the momos. It's the best food in the world. You can't get it anywhere else. Yeah, so I would tell them, just go. Like, even if it's somewhere you think is a bit unusual, there's so many things to do that you would never, like, think about if you hadn't looked into it. Like, there's so much more and so many beautiful places. There's a lot more to Nepal than people think there is, definitely.
Okay, so can you sing for us last song
Which
for
song would
today?
you like?
Any Nepali song?
Oh, I know so many, but now I'm...
We sing together.
Okay, what about...
Sangit gaun.
What about...
What?
Laija gumaun
मलाई
tamil bajara
Jaksi charaउँदै
Laijo lachokko piara
गाउन मलाई तमिल बजार ट्याक्सी कुदाउँदै
Laijo lachokko piara